I don't know about you, but after playing my fair share of Souls-like games, I've become quite interested in what they have to offer, in terms of gameplay, lore, to even their communities. Actually, I don't know if I would go as far as to say that, but nonetheless, you can probably tell that I enjoy these games. One in particular caught my eye ever since it was first announced, The Lies of P. But the main question of this video is it really worth it? I will be covering everything in this video from story, the gameplay, the required settings, to even my first impressions on the game and so on. Developed by Neowiz and Round Studio, Lies of P is an RPG adventure game inspired by the Souls series. I mean, it's got everything that falls into the category of Souls. Bonfires, a firekeeper, souls, rolling, bosses, fog walls. You even drop souls upon death, which you can retrieve later. God, how many times am I going to say souls in this video? But I must say, being the first ever Souls-like game that Neowiz developed, they did a really good job. Let me just categorize all my first impressions about this game so far, but keep in mind this is coming from about 3 to 4 hours of playing it. Get your f***ing Batman Butler looking ass out of here. My very first thought I had when loading into this game was, my god, it's beautiful atmospherically. It takes place in a sort of neo-Victorian dystopia called Krat City. It kinda reminds me of Bloodborne, but minus the nightmare, death, and blood, and just instead robot puppets.
No.
The whole premise of this game is that society created puppets which were used to serve for the humans, but then they went mad and they started to rebel against humanity and killed almost like all of the populace. Caption PS5 giveaway. However, the protagonist, P, is a puppet created by Geppetto in order to stop the rogue puppets. The thing is, P has characteristics different from normal puppets, as he could lie and not kill people. So yeah, literally Pinocchio, but just very dark. P is also accompanied by a companion named Gemini, the cricket, who I thought was just my character's schizophrenia initially.
Elysian Boulevard was a regular.
Oh, he's the cricket!
You wanted fancy
Oh! Now let's talk about the combat in this game. This might just be me, but at first it felt like the combat was a bit clunky, and I struggled to get the timing right with a lot of the blocks. Alright, bro's got a blicky. Okay, watch this. Oh, come on. Dude, their attacks are so weird. It also just didn't feel very rewarding when you killed an enemy, or when you got a visceral attack. I just want to use it. Oh no. Okay. Oh damn. Bro, it looks like the f***ing conductor from Thomas and Tank Engines. It just didn't have the classic From Software spice that the Souls games had. It was the same thing I got from playing Thymesia. I also didn't know what playstyle to use, but after some time playing, it started to feel natural to me that, like, you needed to play a bit aggressive if you really wanted to do damage. And like Sekiro, this game has perfect blocks which yield no damage while performing them.
Wow!
There also seems to be some kind of stance that enemies have, where if you hit them enough you can perform a visceral, which is very clutch. I also noticed that you can equip different arm weapons, like the prosthetic arm from Sekiro. But what I think separates this from other Souls games is the weapons and their special abilities. Although I didn't really know what build to use, I stuck with what I think is a strength and magic build, but if I'm honest, I genuinely don't know what half of those traits were.
Huh?
What's cool about this game though is that every weapon has their own unique ability based on their stats. Weapons also have two parts to them in this game. There are hilts and blades, which you can swap around with other weapons to end up with really interesting builds and combinations. There is also a meter you build up from attacking enemies, which you can use your special abilities. You can also sharpen your blade with your arm, which raises its durability. The difficulty is pretty expected from a Souls-like game. You will die a lot. Or maybe I'm just bad, because for some reason I couldn't figure out how to beat this one f***ing boss, which took me a good 30 minutes to beat. Yeah, how do I leave? Yeah, I'm good. Yeah, let me just, yeah, what's the button to leave again? What? God damn, this boss sucks! This boss sucks! I'm not sure if there was just a big spike in the difficulty, but that boss was significantly harder than the tutorial boss. I get that the tutorial bosses are mainly used to get the player accustomed to the game, but still. But besides that, the thing I liked about that boss is I genuinely felt like I perfected the combat and was getting better at the game after defeating him. I feel like he's like a little bit easier than Melania, or he seems to be. Unless he has a second phase, and if he has a second phase, I'm done. If he has a second phase, he's harder than Melania, I swear. I can probably get in more hits. I did not mean to use that. There we go. Okay, now it actually feels like I've mastered his moveset. As I say that. Okay, that is the one move. Get out of here. Oh, that boss sucked. The game's progression is in a good place. It never feels like I'm progressing too fast or slow, and it never fails to keep me entertained. The level design is also really smooth, and it never felt like you were out of place. I don't know why this reminds me of Lego Batman. The requirements for this game are pretty new gen, so unless you are running the game on Windows Vista, it should be able to run on your computer. I bought it on the PS5, but it's up to you. I get that it's AAA, but it still kind of feels a little pricey.
What's this, you piece of shit? What's this?
So I would just recommend you get it on Xbox Game Pass. Well, that was it. So far, just on the short amount of time I've played this game, it seems pretty good, and I definitely recommend it if you were looking for a Souls-like kind of game. I give it 8 Jiminy Crickets out of 10. I think I figured out what the lies of PR. It's that you can't buy this fucking game digitally. I swear to God, I've used every credit card or debit card I own. I made a dedicated PayPal account for this shit. You can't buy it on PlayStation Store. Just fix your PlayStation Network. I swear to God.